and I'm calling this meeting to order. It is the Justice Center expansion. It's a special payment of an invoice and letter of intent for work. In attendance are Commissioners Matari, Brooks, and Duncan. Are there changes to the agenda? No? Okay. I'll call for public comment. There isn't any. Our first item, which they're all three tied together, is consideration approval of Ziply Fiber letter of intent. And Jody, I'll let you run us through this real quick.
Okay. So on October 24th, 2023, Boughton uncovered unforeseen telecom lines on site while excavating to relocate the Avista conduit. It was determined shortly thereafter that these lines were owned by Spectrum and Ziply, and the focus of this particular request is Ziply. Hence, the letter of intent, the LOI, was provided to us by Ziply, which defines the work to be performed by Ziply and the cost of the work effort, which is $15,559.55. We are requesting the board sign the agreement in the amount of $15,559.55, which will then trigger Ziply providing us with an invoice for payment, and we were asking if we could expedite the payment of the invoice. And it depends, I believe, if we were to receive the invoice as soon as we got approval from the board, then we could send it through AP.
So when I sign this LOI and you return it, can you just ask them, because what day will they actually get the check? Do you know, Brandy?
We mail all of our checks, so we can probably mail it, if it's just its own special batch, we can try and mail it the same day, depending how early in the day it gets submitted.
But if it's
But
not,
I can't guarantee when the mail is gonna arrive, you know?
right. But if we don't do a special batch, it will get approved on next Tuesday, 1 week from
They
today.
would submit it in tomorrow's batch, it would get approved next Tuesday and mailed out next Thursday.
Okay,
And I think
Yeah.
the request by Brandy is if we could verify that that timeline works for them,
yes.
is what you're asking, and I think
Yeah,
that
we could do a special batch this week with board approval, or we could just do our standard process, whatever.
Maybe we can approve the expedited
Okay.
with Jody double checking, because if they
Okay.
can get it next week, then that would be much, much
Yeah,
better
if they
for
can
the
just
county.
wait, we'll be mailing it next Thursday.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Just out of curiosity, they've already done the work, right?
It was an emergency, yes. Mhm.
So, I mean, is getting the check next week, is it holding up other work? Or is this just,
No,
Shouldn't
is this
be.
just a way to try to accommodate them getting paid a little sooner?
I think that it was a request that I thought would be before the board, and I'm happy to describe to them the process and to see if that's sufficient.
Yeah, you can just tell them that since we're a government agency, our Board of Commissioners has to sign off on all payables each
Sure.
week. So it's the next week they get mailed out after
Sure.
the board approves them.
No, I
But
think that's
we've
fair.
done special ones before with board
Yeah,
approval, so.
if we can avoid it, that would be best
And you
practice.
need an invoice number too when you cut a
Yeah,
check,
they
right?
absolutely,
So
we have to
you-
have an invoice, yeah.
So we send the letter of intent, they have to generate the invoice and we have
Correct.
to get it.
So it hinges on when they invoice us too.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep,
so.
yes,
yep.
yes.
So, all right, any other questions about the request, about the work? Nothing? Okay. So we can handle it all in one motion, and what would you prefer?
We can do it all at once, I guess.
And approve the expediting with double check that it even needs to be done? Or do you not want to approve the expediting?
Well, I mean, if there's like something that's gonna hold something up, I would definitely say that, but we're gonna move it through pretty normal and
Right.
we'll get it turned around quickly.
Yeah. So essentially, it's 1 week difference.
All I'll say is that if there is any reason that we are not aware of that would hold up something, we'll bring it forward, but I think it's acceptable to put it through the process unless otherwise noted. So I think the normal process, unless otherwise noted, if that's sufficient for the board.
Okay, so then,
Not expedited, but normal.
okay,
Yeah, unless noted, yeah. Mhm.
yeah. Well, I mean, we either have to approve the
Oh, I see.
expediting right now today, or they don't get it expedited, it just goes through normal channels.
Let's just do it through normal channels and
Okay.
make it easy.
Okay,
Okay.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the Ziply Fiber letter of intent and the invoice payment amount of $559.55 at the normal, not expedited invoice payment process.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Matari.
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, call for public comment again. Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned, 1:52.